Do the Buckeyes benefit from the Big Ten's new scheduling format? Welcome to the Voice of College Football, Ohio State. And of course, we talk Buckeyes football each and every Wednesday with you live. Catch us live. That's the best way to do it every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. If you can't, the video posts right here, and you can leave your questions and comments. Let's check out the Buckeyes schedule with the new Big Ten format being released last week. Ohio State in 2024 will, of course, face Michigan, as that is the one game that has been guaranteed by the Big Ten for Ohio State indefinitely. As we all knew, it is the biggest and best rivalry in college football, of course. The two-play matchups for Ohio State in 24 and 25. So these are games that Ohio State will play as the only Big Ten foes in both seasons other than Michigan, but not guaranteed to be permanent opponents past this. And the Buckeyes get a pretty light draw here with Illinois and Northwestern. All right, in 24, the home games include Michigan, Rutgers out of the current Eastern Division. 3 teams out of the West, Iowa, Illinois, and Northwestern. The away schedule for the Buckeyes in 24, they do have Penn State. They do have Michigan State on the road, Minnesota, and then here's the first newcomer for the Buckeyes in taking on UCLA. The series is 4-4-1. The teams last played at the Rose Bowl in 2001, Jim Tressel's first season, and the Buckeyes lost it 13-6 the week of 9/11. So think about this. Currently, the Buckeyes play 6 Eastern Division foes and 3 from the West. In the 2024 season, they play 4 from the current East and 4 from the West, plus UCLA. Now let's look at the non-conference schedule, which is abysmal. Southern Miss, Western Michigan, and Marshall. The Buckeyes took out Western Michigan in 2015, 38-12, and defeated Marshall in a very close game. I remember it well, 24-21 in a down 2004 season for the Buckeyes. So that's Ohio State's schedule for 24. Checking out 2025, the home games. Maryland, Indiana, Nebraska, and there we go. USC travels to Columbus for the first time since 2009 when Matt Barkley led the Trojans down the field in the final minute to defeat Ohio State 18-15. Trojans lead the series 13-10 with one tie. Buckeyes won the most recent affair in the Cotton Bowl after the 2017 season. Away slate for the Buckeyes in 25 includes, of course, Michigan, then 4 current Big Ten Western Division teams, Wisconsin, Purdue, Illinois, and Northwestern. So that tells us that Ohio State's schedules going forward are going to be much different than what they currently are. We've looked at a couple other teams. Check out our breakdown on Nebraska and Michigan on those channels where their 24 and 25 schedules very much assimilate with what we've seen, very heavy against teams currently in their divisions, but not for the Buckeyes. They only play 3 teams from the East in 25 and 5 teams from the West, and then, of course, the addition of USC. Let's look at the non-conference schedule. Are we going to get a big-time opponent? Yes, we do. It's Texas. The 2 teams have played 3 times since 2005. The Buckeyes won the 2006 game, otherwise losing twice to the Longhorns, including the Fiesta Bowl of 2008. Then they've got a date against UConn, and Gene Smith and the Buckeyes looking for an opponent to fill out the non-conference slate of 2025. Everybody's schedules in the Big Ten are going to get tougher simply by the entry of USC as a top 5 to 10 program in college football and UCLA in that top 25 to 30 range. However, the teams in the East sometimes get a lighter touch because they're facing those top opponents. Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State less often. Michigan State typically decent, and more of the West. And the Western Division foes, those teams, much tougher schedules going forward as they're going to have to face more of the East. For the Buckeyes, hey, they're expected to win. They're expected to beat these teams anyway. And with Illinois and Northwestern on the schedule the next 2 seasons, you get to think, even with having to face USC, that Ohio State wins out in this. They do not have to face Penn State in 2024. Your thoughts about the Buckeye schedule, and more importantly, the Big Ten's format. I've certainly laid out my thoughts because I think it gets a thumbs up in a number of categories that have been outlined elsewhere. Please subscribe, like the video, and share the videos out on social media. Right here, the Voice of College Football. Go Bucks!